In one of the previous like discussions over stock price, I forget what company we're looking at. I did something like this where I was like, okay, we'll do the screen cap. We pull it up in MS Paint. Where is Paint? Paint. We paste it, we crop it. And I was like, okay, this stock price is going in, hold on, I like swapping to the crayon one. It's going in this direction, which is bad.
The right.
That is bad. And I thought I was being like kind of silly and facetious and stupid, like with that. We got comments of people being like, thank you so much for explaining it. I don't really know how to read these graphs. And I think you helped me get it. I was like, oh, I thought I was being like maybe potentially insulting to people, like being down is this direction and it makes you sad. Oh, he's so sad. But apparently some people appreciated it. So I guess I will continue to just be overly aggressive with the charting. But having said that, Nikki, what's your assessment of Ubisoft? Mm-hmm. You can also grab the chair. I mean, we have a chair.
I cannot. I am a princess. Princesses do not grab chairs.
Okay.
They dream of them.
They dream of them.
They dream of chairs. Well, it is graphing.
Well, what do you think of Ubisoft?
It's UB. And you could argue that perchance it is soft. And I'm pretty sure they make things. Thoughts?
Compelling analysis right there.
Thank you.
They do be soft. Yeah, I think, there's a lot of reasons for the drop. In the day, of course, they've had a rough go of it. A lot of people are just straight up trying to tie it exclusively to Star Wars Outlaws, and I don't think that that's fair because you have to remember Ubisoft has a few pots on the stove, but like none of them are doing particularly well, and most of them are at the point where they're pretty much ready to come off the stove and be plated, right? So like we have Star Wars Outlaws, which is out, and we have Assassin's Creed, which is coming soon, but is receiving kind of lukewarm reception so far. We have Rainbow Six, which is sort of like, it's definitely towards the, it's going down. No, it's towards the end of its life cycle. It's just, you're freaking me out. Do you want a chair? Like, let's just grab you a chair. So they have Rainbow Six, which they've tried to continue milking people for all they're worth with by doing like, all sorts of new subscription models and battle pass schemes, and it's a bit of a mess. Still very, very popular as a game, but they're definitely trying to bleed the stone, squeeze blood from the stone, as it were. And then you have other things like critically acclaimed games like Prince of Persia, the Lost Crown, but like even those games, which critics like, are not selling proportional to the critic scores. So they just are really struggling to find something to excite investors. And right now, the only thing that's potentially exciting to them is Assassin's Creed Shadows and the launch of like the Assassin's Creed Infinity whatever platform, which, let's just be honest, when that's revealed, it's going to go over very poorly. I think that's safe to say. So if you're an investor looking at Ubisoft, where is the upside? What excites you? What gets you hopeful that this company, that this graph will start to do this instead? What is going to force this to change into an upswing? And I just don't know if there is anything right now that really does that. And that's the whole thing. Like with investors wanting to plant their money somewhere, there's just got to be some reason to excite you about the company. People throw money at Nvidia because they think AI is the future, right? People throw money at Tesla because they think that the like autonomous driving is going to make it so you can have like robo taxis that just come, drive, pick you up at the airport, or at the airport, take you to your hotel without ever having a driver there. Like, forget Uber. Tesla just replaced Uber. You could even have it. The whole pitch from Elon was like, you buy a Tesla and then you go to work, park your car. It goes out and does basically Uber trips for you, taking people to and from places. And then it comes back and picks you up at the end of your workday and you go home. Like, it generates you money without you having to do anything. It's That's why people invest in Tesla. That's why Tesla trades so high on earnings, because they do that. She looks bored. Yeah.
That's just my face.
I mean,
I'm chronically bored.
just especially when I was talking.
Oh my God.
But all of this to say, there's got to be some reason you are excited for the future of a company if you're going to invest in it. Right now, even among Ubisoft fans, most of them are kind of dreading the near future because, yeah, we get Shadows later this year. And let's say, hypothetically, Shadows is really good. For some of you, that might seem like a huge leap, but let's just say, hypothetically, it's really good. Next year, I believe we get a multiplayer game, which, let's just be honest as well, is almost certainly not going to light the world on fire. Maybe it does, but I will believe it when I see it. And then we wait another year and we get Hexe, which might be pretty good, but that's just one game. And it's like, where's the big thing that gets you super excited? And I just don't frankly see it. Also, Ubisoft has like 20,000 employees and they do not generate anywhere near enough revenue, in my opinion, and in the opinion of a lot of investors, to justify that kind of employee overhead. Like, that is so many employees for not very much money that's coming in. Compared to like Valve, where Valve has like, what, 40 people working for them and they just print money. I think Valve has the most money, like most profit per employee of any privately held corporation in the US. Like, it's insane. They just print money. Does Yves Guillemot have anything to say about these stocks? So that kind of brings us to the titular topic, which is one of my favorite words of all of this, which is that Ubisoft is being pressured into going private. All this really means is that they are dropping to lower and lower levels of stock price, average across the various exchanges. They're primarily traded, is it the London? I think it's the London Stock Exchange, but you can trade shares of Ubisoft in the US. You have to do it with ADRs, which are American depository receipts, which, like here. So you see Ubisoft, I feel attacked, Entertainment ADR rep 1/5 ordinary shares. This means you're buying 1/5 of a share. I've seen YouTubers talk about Ubisoft stock and be like, wow, look how cheap their stock is. They must be failing. And it makes me want to scream because they don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, ADRs are a way that you can trade it if you really, really are so inclined. But having said that, the stock price keeps dropping and investors are encouraging maybe the owners, the Guillemot brothers, who are multi-billionaires, to go and buy out the rest of the company, or to find another business partner like a Tencent or somebody to buy out all of the public shares of the company, go private, build it up, and turn it into something else. That is an option. As far as I know, the Guillemot brothers don't have a lot of cash. They have a lot of shares of Ubisoft, but they're not sitting on a checking account with $1 billion in it. I think the market cap of Ubisoft is like 1.8 billion or 2 billion or 3 billion, something like that. It's not insane. If a company like Microsoft came in and wanted to buy them, they could, but honestly, I'm not even sure if Ubisoft is currently worth even 1.5, 2.5 billion. I just don't frankly see it. So I don't know if they're going to end up selling. I don't know if they'll go private, but clearly something is wrong. My frustration has been with the management of Ubisoft for a long time. And I feel like the current leadership is not equipped to make the changes necessary to give gamers what they want. That's my opinion. And I don't think it changes until there is some shakeup. Either the Guillemot brothers retire and hand off the reins to somebody else, or it's sold and somebody else takes over. But as long as the Guillemot brothers are in charge, I don't frankly expect them to see any major improvements because they treat it as a family company. So multiple upper level managers at Ubisoft are members of the Guillemot family. They're like cousins, nephews, brothers, sisters of the brothers that own it. And as long as that's who is in charge of your company, when it's like when you're getting hired and promoted based on how related to the family you are, you're never going to be hiring and equipping the best people, almost by definition. It's like if the best qualified candidate happens to be a member of the family, great. But in that case, you don't need to worry about having nepotistic anything. You don't need any family policies or anything like that. they should just always end up rising to the top. But let's just be honest, that doesn't really happen most of the time. So I think the problems within Ubisoft are long held, and I think they're deeply entrenched, and I just don't see a way out of it. So time will tell. But yeah, Ubisoft is not doing that great. One might even say they are feeling uber soft right now. What is your take on all of this, Miss Nikki, after I ramble for all of that time? Go ahead, slide in here.
Oh, all right.
Slide in here.
I don't know.
He took my thing. Red flag.